engaging in is a topic that really helps very many businesses to grow. If you don't know about marketing, you can't grow your business. Because business is all about marketing and making sales. That is the idea. So I have some questions here from some of the viewers who have been here since how do you determine the most effective strategy? And what role does customer segmentation play in designing a marketing strategy?
Okay, so I think I'll hand, since you've said most of them actually can be lumped up and related, I'll then handle them as you share. So how do you tell the best strategy for your plan? One, the best strategy for your plan, like how you can tell, is one, your target audience. It's always about the audience. How are you going to reach that audience? And how are you going to communicate to them? So once you understand your audience, then you will know how exactly to reach them. You'll understand the techniques needed to reach them. For example, if I want to sell a high-end product, if I'm selling maybe spare parts in Bunyoro, in Hoima, I have a spare parts shop. Now, and my target audience is actually, let me say, the Toyota drivers or the Subaru drivers. There is no way I am going to have maybe my marketing or promotions done like, let me say the best, since now it's actually most suitable. Let me not say the no way strategy. Let me say the most suitable strategy. The most suitable strategy there would be, for example, if you want people beyond your area to know that you actually deal in this, you need to begin associating yourself with the different products or opportunities in that line. An example is the newspaper. And you can use the newspaper to push through this. But which part of the newspaper? Because I know you're going to say, but newspapers are dying. Newspapers might be dying the way you're saying. Yeah. But when we talk of audience-related content, it never dies. It never dies. And this brings you to the whole point of, we have like a car section in Daily Monitor that only speaks about cars and things around cars. Now, as a mechanic, that would be the best platform for you to either get in as someone that can add some value into the paper and share the different concerns, or you can actually advertise your particular product or services or shops in that particular segment of the cars. Because let me tell you, once a car lover, you're always a car lover. So it doesn't matter how old the newspaper is, but when you saw it, you will look for the content that resonates. So when I am looking for that content, I'm going to see your advert there. And when I'm in that area, I am definitely going to do what? Contact you. But why would I have contacted you? Because you have also, you as the seller, have noticed that this was a good strategy for me.
So, let's talk to this local person out there in the village, but they have a local SME, they have some small businesses, and they really want to market them. How do you help them choose a channel that they can use to market their business? Someone in the village, let's look at someone in Chikube, deep in Chikube. What do you think is the best channel for them?
Now, someone deep in Chikube, like I said at the beginning, all the answers to these issues we are saying, TG marketing and all that, are in our palms, our fingertips. That is the phones we hold. The best way at all times, in all ways, without going through the so many, is digital. And that digital is on the phone. It is your phones. So down there, it is basically the phones. That is number one. That is how because everybody has a phone. whether a feature phone or a smartphone, but we also know the accessibility for the smartphones is now, the penetration for smartphones in the villages has actually grown more than it was before. So we, at least out of every 10 people, clearly, you're going to find 2 people can access smartphones, and realize in the villages there are shared activities. And then you're deep down in the village there. But probably it's not a good time, the tomatoes are going bad and all that. You're going to use that same phone, post the photos, tell your people that you have fresh tomatoes. The basubuzi can come and buy. Because remember there you're now selling to a musubuzi. Because back then internally there, I'm not only looking at the very first instant buyer, I'm looking at the people who are going to come and purchase in bulk, but also while containing these ones that are going to buy in small scale. And then we also look at that referral. The mouth-to-mouth for a Chikube person is the best method. We all know digital is very good, but the mouth-to-mouth referral and all that, anything in that area, is the best method, because you don't have to even explain yourself or advertise. Someone else is doing it for you. It is a ripple effect because of how you've made them feel, how they've connected with what it is that you're selling or the service that you're giving.
Does feedback help? Or does feedback, like the feedback that we get in businesses, do they really help us in formulating a better marketing strategy?
Of course, it does. It does. It does a lot. Because like I said, feedback is an opportunity for us. Feedback is the greatest opportunity that every business person can leverage on. With feedback, you're able to understand what hasn't worked out in what you previously thought. If you came back and told me, you know, I would be selling my tomatoes, I'm giving you 3 at 1,000 shillings, and the other person expected 5. What are they going to say? They are going to say you're expensive. Whereas there is that buyer or customer that will not say anything. Or that might tell you, also have instances where someone tells you, madam, your tomatoes are very expensive. Literally meaning if you don't want to buy, you go. Let it pass. Go to the next seller. But as a seller, that's not the kind of engagement you want to have with your customer. You want to take in the feedback and maybe tell the customer, at least give them an excuse and say, tomatoes are now expensive, or the season has been bad. We did not have good yields. That is why tomatoes are at that rate. But I can give you one extra. I can give you nyongeza, what we call extra. It's like a bonus. I can give you one nyongeza. So that would be very good for you, for your buyer. Tomorrow, definitely, because of the feedback you took of me saying it is expensive, and you've explained to me why it's expensive, and you've given me bonus, why would I have a reason for not coming back? Or why would I complain as a seller that feedback isn't helpful to me?
Okay.
Yeah.
So feedback is very important. Now, let's look at, let's just look at this issue of, someone was trying to ask something around feedback, and then someone was asking about reviewing the market strategy. Do we need to review these marketing strategies, or we can only use that marketing strategy that we choose and we say our business will operate using this marketing strategy? And how often can we decide to review the marketing strategy? Do we need to leave one marketing strategy, or we need to review and change?
A marketing strategy plan or a marketing plan should not actually be cast in stone. Because once you do that, then you'll get locked in. That takes you to that whole story you've always heard of how, Nokia could not probably do this. Or what was that? The camera, what's that? Okay, the name has skipped off. The ones that used to have cameras. who failed to evolve just because they had gotten stuck to a certain way of doing things. So every time we don't evolve with the people, every time we don't evolve with our environment, with the community, it becomes a problem. And yet, the evolving of the people is what should actually determine our marketing plan or our marketing strategies. Meaning, you cannot have one marketing strategy entirely until, like they'll say, is it Luberera? Like you can't have that forever and ever. No, you have to review. And that is why even with the marketing plans that you do, you need to review. You can decide to review monthly, you can decide to review quarterly, so that if you notice, based on the feedback you're getting, you change tactic. The strategy might remain the same, but the tactics have to change. The techniques. These techniques have to change. If those days when Facebook had just come, everybody, anything was Facebook. But right now, if you want to reach a university student, you cannot use Facebook. How? I was the other day with my sister and I asked her, she's at the university in Makerere, and she kept telling me. So I asked her just to listen to what she would say. So I told her, Queen, would you pay attention to Facebook? If you went on Facebook, would you actually pay attention to the different ads that come by or pop through or anything, or you'll just turn them off? Or I was trying to ask because I definitely had an idea, and then she gave me this look and laughed and said, but how? What would I then be doing on Facebook? Even before you ask about the adverts, what would I be doing on Facebook? So then she even shows me her phone and says, with the people I've interacted with at campus for all these years, because she's getting into third year now, I don't think I've seen any Facebook app on someone's phone. So what does that mean? They have moved away. We used to run after them on Facebook, but now they have moved away. They're on Snapchat. They're on Snapchat. We now cannot put the best, it's probably programs on a certain, like let me say you're selling your juice and it's an energy drink. And then you keep telling people to come to your stall because that's what your marketing plan says. It says you will push through the advert and then people will come and buy from the stall. And yet you have a boda stage next to you that you can actually take to these drinks. So if you take to them these drinks one day and you notice the intake is more than anticipated or more than it was before, what will that signal? It will signal that that's a market you are actually ignoring, or those people, or that technique is what you are actually ignoring, but it's what could work for you, as opposed to walk-ins, to people you expect to bring in to come in and buy from you. So at the end, what happens then? You change the whole technique. You come back and you say, oh no, this was my plan. Now I'm changing to this. I'm going to look for the customers, not them coming in. The ones that will be coming in will be bonus. But primarily, I should be able to go on. So back to your question is, yes, a marketing plan has to change. It has to evolve after a certain period of time. Preferably, at least after like 3 months, quarterly would make a lot of sense, because you don't want to keep changing things even before people understand exactly what is happening. So quarterly basis would be a very good one, and that will be best, not on what you think or your emotions, no. It would be best on the feedback you have gotten. Yes. So let's always change our market.
Thank you, Ms. Sarah. This has been very interesting, and for me, I gave a lot of attention to the techniques because I saw that they are very important sometimes when it comes to marketing and making sure that you have a very good business that everyone yearns to have, and your products, marketing your products very well, especially when you were talking about the techniques. You talked about storytelling and referral marketing. And then I remembered someday when someone called me and was like, we are launching a project and you have to be there because we see you are one of those people that we want to be part of the project. So when I went for the launch of the project, I sat and waited. I put on my suit And I really waited for the project launch. So when the time for launching the project reached, people just stood up and started raising their placards that had, is it alliance in motion or alliance what? So I was surprised that people were referring me to something that I knew, but they never wanted to disclose at first because they knew if they told me, I wouldn't go. But they made sure that they referred me there. So with these referrals, I see very many people referring, and sometimes you see even when you're using these telecom companies, they can say, who referred you? They sometimes even say, if you referred if you refer someone, you'll get some GMBs. So the referral strategy technique is very good, and storytelling. Not very many people in Uganda use this idea of storytelling, but I've started seeing a few people here, some boys, some bloggers, using storytelling. Someone comes up with, concocts a story, comes up with a story, you get that interest, read it. At the end of it all, you will see someone just advertising a product. After telling you something about banter, this one was fighting with the wife, and at the end of it all, someone says, actually, it's not about fighting. It's about this product. So this technique is very, 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 very good. Then you talked about personal selling. Personal selling, I think before we close, you'll have to somehow say something relatable when it comes to personal selling. And then promotional offers, discounts. There are places that I normally go to some days and I'm like, why is this place so full? Especially your gender. You go to some places and they have filled up the whole place. I used not to know what normally happens at such places, but someone told me, the reason that's why you see very many women here today is because today is buy one, get two. So pizzas. So you got some places you find very many women because they have come for that offer of buy one and get it two. So for me, I just used to go in the place and I could see very many women and I'm like, what's wrong? Women are very many.
Because we are natural calculators.
Kumbe, the calculators normally go for the buy one and get it two. So the discounts are very important. But
naturally, women love to save.
Discounts are very, very important. Royalty cards. I think with royalty cards, in Uganda here, very little businesses use these royalty cards. I remember it is at some place around Acacia where I bought something and then they were like, next time when you're coming back, this card will help you get whatever you'll be coming for at 50% discount. So I was like, yeah, wow, this is very good. So that is also a very good technique, but for only the other people who are high-end. Because if you're selling tomatoes, and maybe Mama Rose, you eat at Mama Rose's place and it's like, my customer, today you ate meat. The next time you come back, I'll give you katogo for free. So,
but you see, that is already part of it. And that's why I was telling people, as we are dissecting this, please don't just look at it in terms of being able to be abagaga, of this is for the rich. No, these loyalty cards are actually not for the rich. These loyalty cards are for business people. Anyone that has business at heart and wants to grow their business. We all love people who appreciate us, even in our private lives. If Musao comes and says, oh, Sarah, you did this well, well done. If your wife moves to you and says, oh, thank you, you did this well. We love people that appreciate us. It's in the DNA of any human being, really.
So women like being appreciated.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. So, and that goes back to the business. You showing someone you have appreciated them is already a step towards generating that loyalty card. What do I mean? I sell my tomatoes and onions. Today, I may not even write it or whatever, but I'll tell you that I've written you in my book Or I have served you. You have bought from me 3 times. The 4th time you come, I'll give you something that will be at no cost. Then I'll say, or I'll give it to you at a lower price. Now that is part of loyalty, because why are you giving that person? Because they are your loyal customers. But how many times do you walk into a supermarket? Actually, it's true that it is not for Wagaga. How many times do you walk into a supermarket? Now with the whole FE system, remember that thing was scrapped off by most of these people. You keep buying, you buy things worth 2 million for just 1 month. The next month you go back 500,000. The other month you go back 300,000. The 4th month you go back, you're still, actually you'll even find higher prices, but you still have to pay and you'll still walk out with nothing.
Yeah, anyway, I get you.
We all appreciate now.
Yeah, so you people who normally go to Chadondo for those sticks, since you are daily customers at Chadi, sometimes when you go, they can even decide to give you ribs for free. This has been a royal customer for very many years.
Exactly.
So I understand it when you talk about royalties and someone being appreciated. So we have to say business is female. It likes to be appreciated. So that's what you have to do. Social media marketing, I think it is the new trend right now. I see every time I try to go on TikTok, I see people advertising all the time. Every time you go on TikTok, people are live. They're really advertising a lot of stuff.
And have you noticed it's from all walks of life?
Yes.
You find someone is deep in Palong, those ends in Lukome, in Layibi, deep inside. But then they actually are showing you the video of how they've gone where, done what, selling something. So it's now everybody.
Yeah, even people like Otim who come from Chitugum, people from as far as Chitugum, they also now know TikTok and they advertise Malwa and all that, so them online. So
yeah, because then you have that in your farm, you need buyers to come.
Yeah, packaging and labeling, this one is also very important, I think. The way sometimes Ugandans package their products. You know, we have the packaging, the usual packaging that we have of Kavera. But I think when I go somewhere, I want to buy tomatoes.
Which is very unsafe.
Yeah. When I want to buy tomatoes and they are packaged very well, even if you tell me each tomato is at 1K, 2K, I think I can buy it because the packaging also matters. And the way it is really labeled, the
healthy,
way you talked
safe,
about labeling, yeah, the labeling and how you really... the words that you use.
Your choice of words.
Yeah, finger licking. The way you really label your product.
That is really, if it doesn't. That is if it also doesn't come back to eat you like during COVID time when they say don't put your hand in your mouth, but now your slogan says finger licking.
Your finger licking. So these are very, very important techniques, and I really want you guys to just note them. They are very important. Storytelling, referral marketing, personal selling, promotional offers, social media marketing, packaging and labeling. Then when you talked about the customer retention, about subscription, creating a community, I think these are the norms today. If you don't have a community and you have business, you might risk not having very many clients, because every time, like even when you go for a wedding, you go for a wedding, these are people who the service providers, these ones that bring the cake, food, what. I think they always take photos. They even have a media team on site, so that whatever happens, they have to take back to their WhatsApp groups and today we won this one's event, today we won this event, today we won the other event, because that is, I think, a very good marketing.
Yes.
So these techniques are very, very, very important.
And you see, they shouldn't only wait when they talk of media.
Yeah.
My viewers, when we talk of media, please don't think we are talking of only the big media houses you've heard of, the big radio stations. Your phone, have your friends take your photos when you're taking that cake to the wedding. When you're supplying this, post them in the groups so that you show them that you can actually also do it. Marketing starts from the lowest, at grassroots level. It's not only left to a few, it's for every business. It's vital for every business.
Okay, thank you, Miss Sarah. I think next time when you come here, we'll we will have to, maybe we will have misses. But for now, let's stay with Miss Sarah. Thank you for giving us this very interesting lecture about sales and marketing. It has been very, very, very exciting and insightful. For the viewers that have been here with us from 9 when we started up to, it's almost 12:42. We thank you for being good viewers and good listeners. Please, you can still continue commenting. You can still continue sending in your questions and your concerns. They will be answered. Just go on our YouTube channel at Vector Energy. Just follow us at Vector Energy on X and on Facebook, Vector Energy. We are here, as I told you, up to Friday, starting 9 to midday every day, and we'll be having quite a number of topics just for you. CNOC has decided to sponsor this, basically to help you understand and know what business is, and to help you gain or get something out of your business when you have the expertise. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to give Miss Sarah 1 minute to just give us a recap of the lecture and then say bye to you.
Thank you so much, dear viewers. Like we've discussed, I want us to go and implement. This should not just stop in normal discussions. I think we have tried so hard to deliberate all this information in the simplest language for us all to understand. At least I want to believe that all the language we have used today has been for an inclusiveness, has been, you know, for all of us at all levels. And as we leave here, please don't forget, make sure you draft your basic marketing plans. Also, don't forget to at least put in mind the things we've discussed, and that has been the difference between sales and marketing. That has always been a very hard one for people. People actually call sales marketing, but they do not even know marketing, what marketing is or marketing itself. So I hope we have now understood the difference between sales and marketing. We have understood how they differ and how they are aligned, the areas in which they should align and must align for a common goal, for your plan to actually work out, how you need to merge both the marketing and sales to have a good product out there, to boost your revenues and everything around that, market share. Then we have also learned customer experience. That is the heart in your business, the heart of your business. It's the heartbeat, not the heart. You can have a heart without a heartbeat. It is the heartbeat of your business. Give customer experience one of the biggest, portions in your thoughts every time you think about marketing or your people. Think about customer experience, how people feel, because how they feel is what will always bring them back, is what will make you get referred. And to me, just give people a very good experience. Yeah. Okay. So that is it for me.
Thank you, Miss Sarah. That has been marketing and sales. Tomorrow, join us at the same time, 9 to midday. I thank you. Have a very good day.
And a special thanks for me.
Yeah.
A special thanks to CNOC for sponsoring this. It's not common that we get these things. Special thank you to CNOC for continuing with these impactful programs. So many are learning, and we are all actually learning at the same time. Then Vector Energies, putting this to life. Well done. That was very good, team. Just keep up, especially partnering with people that give us value or impact our communities. Well done, and keep it up.
Okay, thank you
to our viewers.
Yeah, thank you, and have a very good day.
the Kingfisher Oilfields development has evolved, reaching some significant milestones after Sinok Uganda Limited and its joint venture partners signed the final investment decision. Land for the construction of different facilities was acquired and compensation was fully made. Cash and in-kind compensation like resettlement